What's up, my St. Louis City fam? I'm your girl Kelly, here to give you the rundown on what happened in St. Louis City government this week, and here's what you need to know. So, first, kids' meals at restaurants may come with water or low-fat milk instead of soda. So, legislation was introduced by Alderwomen Martin and Ingracia and discussed during the Health and Human Services Committee meeting this past week. So, if passed, it will make water or low-fat milk the default beverage option instead of soda for kids' meals at restaurants. So real quick, if y'all still want your little baby to get some soda, they can still get soda. You just have to be intentional about ordering the soda, because if you don't, your baby's either gonna get water or low-fat milk. So what's the point of this legislation, right? So the point of it is to make the healthier option the easiest option. Childhood obesity, it's real out here in the consumption of sugar-sweetened beverages. So we're talking about soda. We're talking about drink too. You know, that red drink, that purple drink, that blue drink. And also some of these fruit juices, hella high in sugar. So the consumption of those types of drinks is not making a childhood obesity issue any better. And also, in addition to when we're talking about childhood obesity, consumption of all of this sugar and all these drinks, it puts an increased risk of our babies developing conditions such as heart disease and also type 2 diabetes, which is not good. So, the purpose of this is to really try to limit the amount of sugar-sweetened beverages that the babies drink so they're not at an increased risk of developing these chronic diseases, right? So this bill, it was passed out of the committee with a due pass recommendation to the full Board of Aldermen. And then during the full Board of Aldermen meeting, it was fast-tracked to be perfected, which is right before it's finally passed. And during this process, the bill, it was tweaked to add 100% fruit juice as a default option in addition to the water and the low-fat milk. So Alderman Vaccaro, he was not checking for this piece of legislation at all, basically saying, what else are we going to tell businesses that they cannot do? And he felt like this might drive businesses out of the city of St. Louis. But when it was all said and done, the bill was perfected by the full Board of Aldermen, and it'll head to final passage next week, with Alderman Vaccaro, unsurprisingly, being the lone no vote. So the next thing you need to know, some of the police department's overtime, funded by ARPA coin, it might be redirected to support the real-time crime center. So legislation was introduced by Alderman Oldenburg, and it was discussed during the Housing, Urban Development and Zoning Committee meeting this past week. And if passed, $2.5 million of the $5 million that has been appropriated to fund the police department's overtime using ARPA funding will be reappropriated or redirected to make some updates to the Real-Time Crime Center. So what is the Real-Time Crime Center? So the Real-Time Crime Center has been operating since 2015, and it serves as the technology and information center for the police department. It's focused on monitoring, deterring, and evaluating criminal activity in real time through the use of surveillance cameras, fixed and mobile license plate recognition systems, crime analysis, and other law enforcement software and databases. It also provides investigative support to the first responders on scenes, as well as to the detectives handling follow-up investigations. And it was also reported during this meeting that the Real-Time Crime Center solves 2 violent crimes per day on average, and it's also led to over 1,800 serious arrests for felonies since its inception in 2015. So what they trying to do with this $2.5 million? Purchase 200 license plate readers, 100 pan, zoom, and tilt cameras. So yeah, y'all, cameras with all the bells and all the whistles. And also service upgrades to support the addition of new devices. And Chief Hayden, he wrote down the specific request saying that, you're going to have some of these license plate readers and cameras replacing equipment that's already been worn down. adding some of these license plate readers and cameras to places where there's limited technology, and also adding some of these license plate readers and cameras for areas encountering the largest amount of violent crimes. So Public Safety Director Dr. ICYMI, he was also present, and he expressed wanting to do a deeper dive to map out where these cameras currently exist and then build out a legit network instead of kind of putting cameras here and there and everywhere, right? Developing such a comprehensive plan, again, like, we want to make things efficient, right? So that's what he was really speaking to. And doing something like that, however, would take some time. And yes, it would take some money. Moolah, dinero, dead president. So all in all, what was the verdict with this bill? So it was passed out of the committee with a due pass recommendation. Will head to the full Board of Aldermen for their approval. Speaking of ARPA funding, the next thing you need to know, the Board of Aldermen is working on how to spend St. Louis City's second installment of its ARPA funding. So if y'all didn't know, the city's second half of its ARPA coin, so we talking about over 200 mil, okay? It's gonna be dropping soon. Yes, it's gonna be hitting the city's direct deposit soon, okay? So the bill to accept the coin and appropriate it was discussed at the Housing, Urban Development, and Zoning Committee meeting this past week. And Alderman Boyd, who serves as the chair of the committee, he asked all the people he asked all the people, like, yo, y'all here, let me know how y'all think we should spend this coin. And so these are some of the suggestions that they provided, some of the projects. So a comprehensive city plan for traffic calming, and also coins to implement that plan once it's developed. A plan to build up the north side, repaving streets, that, I mean, everybody said that. Develop a healthy home repair team to increase the capacity of the city's healthy home repair program. Changes to ensure ADA compliance of sidewalks. Provide hazard pay for employees that have worked through COVID. Set aside $10 million to support arts and culture nonprofits. Develop plans for demolitions and reuse of vacant buildings. So there was also a request from Alderman Boyd, because again, he serves as the chair of this committee, for Alder people to provide him a list of projects that could be used or that could be funded using ARPA funding. So if y'all got any ideas of how the city should spend this coin, please hit up your Alder person. And hell, while we at it, if you got some thoughts, put them in the comments in this video, because I want to know. So yeah, y'all, to be continued on this, and I'll be sure to keep you posted on what happens, because I'm sure this is not the last regarding this matter. And then the final thing you need to know, the legislative corner. So there was a bill and a resolution passed that I wanted to mention to y'all, just so y'all were aware. So first, the bill I spoke about weeks ago authorizing the police department to provide RTI International, the research folks, with crime incident reports from 2015 and 2023. That was passed by the Board of Aldermen this week. And also, there was a resolution passed by the Board of Aldermen supporting the expiration of St. Louis City's mask mandate on Sunday, March 6th. So yeah, y'all, the mask mandate is a wrap in the city. So that's all I have for you this week. Please stay safe out there, and you will see me soon. Peace.